Yeah, good morning, everyone. Uh, US market yesterday saw some bounce back, mainly driven by statement from president that they may be looking at cutting the tariff on Chinese product, which was imposed in 2018 by Trump. And this could give indication that the long-standing war between uh, US and China on tariff and other things can cool off, and that has taken the market up over there. But if we see the futures of the US market, they are now soft and are down by around 1%, whereas even Asian markets are also indicating some downward pressures and are down by anywhere between 1% to 1.5%. And even in commodity also, though oil is at around the similar level as of yesterday of around $113, but aluminum is down by around 1%, and iron ore is down by around 0.5%, and steel is down by around 1.6%, whereas copper is more of a flattish. So more of a softer opening indication from the international market are visible. Now I'll request technical team to take up from here.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning, all of you. This is Swati. Today, the market is likely to open on a flattish note, and we might see some range-bound trading session during the day. Yesterday, Nifty has just managed to maintain a closing above 16,200 levels, which gives some sort of a relief sign. Looking towards the Nifty, the immediate support will placed at around the same level, 16,200. If it's break that level, then the profit booking is likely to be extended, which might take a Nifty towards 16,140 to 16,000 levels on the downside. Whereas on higher side, 16,270 will act as the immediate resistance levels. If it surpasses that level, then the pullback rally can be witnessed, which might take a Nifty towards 16,400 to 16,500 levels on the higher side. Coming towards the bank Nifty, for the today intraday purpose, 34,650 is the immediate resistance level. Any more above that level, we expect a positive momentum to be carried forward into the bank Nifty, which might take a bank Nifty towards 35,000 levels. Whereas on downside, 33,900 and 33,650 are the immediate support levels on the bank Nifty. The overall view will remain a cautious, but the pullback rally can be witnessed if the Nifty and the Bank Nifty sustains above the mentioned supports levels. Coming towards the Nifty Finance for today intraday purpose, 15,600 and 15,670 are the important resistance zone. Whereas on the downside, 15,400 and 15,320 is the immediate support level. Coming towards the stock specific, GSFC really looks very good on the technical setup. Yesterday we have seen that fertilizer counters was doing really very well. This particular stock is on the verge of giving a breakout of 20 DMA, which gives some sort of a good sign on the technical setups. I believe it has a potential to reach up to 180 levels on the higher side. So one can take a buy call on GNFC at the CMP, and stop loss can be kept at 153 levels on the downside. Another counter, Sumi Chemicals, also really looks very good. In the last half an hour session, we have witnessed little bit profit booking, but the counter is really very well placed above all the important moving averages, trading in the pattern of high tops and high bottom indication, which gives a sign of a potential upside towards to 480 levels. So one can take a buy call in Sumi Chemical as well with the stop loss of a 420 for a target of 480. That's it from my end. I request derivative guys to take a call forward.
Yeah, thank you, Swati. Good morning, everyone. So, as per derivative data front, we have witnessed there is not much of a change. Continuously, the portions as per the OI is continuously range bound. We are seeing that mixed reactions are coming from the OI front. While on the upper end, we are seeing that at 16,400 and 500 strike, major call rate positions are getting added up. So, till the time, as I said many times in previous sessions, that till the time Nifty is not giving closing above 16,400 level, till that point of time we might witness this kind of a sell-off from the upper end range like we witnessed in yesterday trading session. Well, on the downside, the next the immediate support for the Nifty would be 16,000, because the highest put writer positions are getting added up at 16,000 strike. Below 16,000 would be 15,000 6,800, the possible next support. But currently, the view looks so positive as we are witnessing from last two trading session. There is some sort of buying in the market, while we have witnessed some sort of selling in yesterday's second half. But again, as per the today's position, today's opening in the market, we are expecting the market to remain positive because in yesterday's trading session we witnessed some good buying from the supportive sectors like auto sector or banking sector. We are seeing some sort of buying coming up from those counters. So currently, as per the OI positions and other derivative data front like PCR, we are witnessing that the strength is getting built up in the market, but you should keep the stock with the strict stop losses as we are seeing a very big moves in the intraday trading session also. So currently, whenever you're holding positions, hold your position with small stop losses and strict stop losses. As per stock specific and sector specific, we expect the auto counter and banking counter looks positive. The selective stock from those counters, first from the banking is Kotak Bank and ICICI Bank looks positive. While from the auto sector, we are witnessing that M&M has been seeing fresh long positions that had added up in yesterday trading session. So M&M and Maruti, these two counter looks positive from the auto counter. That's it from the derivative front. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. WebF Global came out with the results, and results were declining. The sales was muted. However, the margins have come down drastically to single digit to 5.6% versus 11%, both which they reported in Q&Q and YOY. We would get more details about this performance in today's con call. Neil Kamal announced their results, and results have declined. Though sales has grown by 9% YY, EBITDA margins have come down because of the higher raw material prices. Shilpa Medicare announced their results, and company has reported improved set of results after it's quite some time. Sales grew by 64% YOY, and even the EBITDA margins have improved both YOY and Q&Q. Kaveri Seeds announced their results, and results were marginally above expectations. This quarter numbers are not to be seen as we can see from the company reported loss at the EBITDA level, because this is not the season. The season would start from now onwards, and we can see the numbers in Q1, which is the main quarter for the company, and we would get to know about the upcoming seasons expectation and guidance in the con call, which is tomorrow. However, we like the company and have been recommended that also in our monthly during our monthly update. Dhanuka Agritech announced the results, and results were marginally above expectations. TTK Healthcare announced the results, and results were declining, mainly because of the decline in margins, which is now just 3%, which is little depressing. DV's Laboratories announced the results, and I want to spend little time here. The results were above expectations. However, the results came during market hours, and company had the con call also during the market hours, and we had seen that the stock declined by 10% after the con call. During the con call, there was no negative sentiments or comments. Other than that, that the company refrained from giving the guidance for the next year. And also, though they didn't say about anything about the margins, they have highlighted certain cost pressures, which gave the idea to the street that the company might face some margins pressure going forward. Also, during FY22, the company had sales of the COVID drug, that is Molnupiravir, which is likely to go down in FY23. So the debate or the discussion the whole time was on the sustainability of the this numbers or the sales in going forward. So that is something was disappointing, and the management didn't give any assurance that despite the COVID sales going down, the overall sales would see any growth. So this was the only reason for the company or the stock to go down by 10%. We believe that it might bottomed out, and today the stock has come down quite drastically on this, but we have seen the company turn around on the numbers in the past also, and we are hopeful and positive from the long-term point of view on DVs. Marico has announced that it is acquiring 54% stake in HW Wellness Solutions. This is the company which sell packaged foods under the brand name of True Elements. It's an all-cash deal, so positive, marginally positive for Marico because of the size. It is still very small. Ether Industries IPO is opening up today. It's a specialty chemicals company. They are into differentiated products, and they have top 8 products. Out of that, they are leading manufacturer in 4 out of them worldwide. The company is focuses on the specialty products which have a complex technology, and also they try to substitute the import in India. So thereby either they are the only manufacturer in India or among the top 3 or top 2 or 3. So this is a positive from the business point of view. The price band is 610 to 642. The IPO, or the issue is of around 808 crores, which includes 181 offer for sale and 627 crores for the fresh issue, from which the company is repaying certain borrowings, and also for funding for capital expenditure, as it has only 2 manufacturing sites as of now and expanding it further by 2 more. So that is something for the future growth. We like this company in terms of valuation. It is not cheap, but it is at par and little lower than the other listed companies. This is like Clean Science if you compare it with, or Vinati Organics. So we like this company, and we believe that we need to see a little long term on this, uh, other than just seeing the listing gains. So from the long term point of view, we are positive on this and subscribing the same for the investors. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Birlasoft has posted in line with expectation set of numbers for the quarter, with dollar revenue coming in at 146 million. TCV signed for during the quarter stands at $222 million versus last quarter of 182 million. On the revenue front, the revenue grew by 2.8% Q on Q. Even EBITDA margins has improved to 15.8% versus QOQ of 15.2%. The company has announced a buyback of around 390 crore at a fixed price of rupees 500 per share. Stock is trading at 19.2 times FY23 EPS. The call for the same will be held in the morning today, wherein the further details will be shared. Rupa company announced a decline set of numbers majorly on the profitability front for the quarter, and the company has accepted resignation of its CEO and CFO with effect from May 31. Dollar Industries has posted improved set of numbers year on year for the quarter, with revenue growing by 21% year on year, when EBITDA margins has improved to 14.8% versus year on year of 10.1%. Stock is trading at 16.1 times FY23 EPS. Delivery Limited listing is happening today. It is the largest and fastest fully integrated logistics service player in India. Although the industry growth would support the growth of the company, however, company being a loss making was a concern, so we had recommended an avoid to the issue. Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. Ramco Cement's result was in line with expectation. Sales volume came at 3.2 million ton versus expectation of 3.3. Realization per ton came at 5,351 versus expectation of 5,279. EBITDA per ton came at 924 versus expectation of 901. Margins were in line with expectation at 17.3%. Stock is trading at EV by EBIT of 12 times FY23 earnings. Steel Authority of India result was above expectation. Sales volume came at 4.34 million ton versus 4.37 sequentially. Realization per ton came at 70,871 versus 57,837 sequentially. EBITDA per ton came at 9,980 versus 7,812 quarter on quarter. Margins have improved at 14.1% versus expectation of 11.4%. Stock is trading at EV by EBITDA of 3.3 times FY23 earnings. Thank you.
Good morning. So Data Patterns India announced its results. The results have marginally declined on a YOY basis. Revenue came in at 171 crore, which grew by 289% on a sequential basis and 9% on a YOY basis. However, EBITDA margin came in at 51.3% versus 56.5% on a YOY basis. The order inflow for in FY22 doubled to rupees 289 crores. The company expects order inflow of rupees 400 crore in FY23. Order book came in at 476 crore. The outstanding order book is at 476 crore versus QOQ of 577 crore and YOY of 498 crore. The company has guided for revenue growth in the range of 25 to 30% for FY23. The stock is trading at a PE of 55.6 times FI TTM EPS. Sansera Engineering announces results. The results have declined. Revenue came in at 574 crores, which grew by 18% on a sequential basis and 18% on a YOY basis. However, margins were lower on a YOY basis at 16.3% from 19.3%. Stock is trading at a PE of 33.5 times TTM EPS. Thank you.
Yeah, Pitti Engineering announced the result, and result was more of a mixed bag. Slightly disappointment on the revenue front. Revenue came comparatively lower than our expectations of around 300 crore. It came at around 271 crores. The gross margin remained stable at around 26.4 versus Q1Q 26.8%. And also the EBITDA margin also remained stable. We are positive on the stock in a longer term perspective. Then Bharat Electronic came up with the results, and the results were in line with expectations. The revenue company has declared earlier itself and was down by around 8% year on year. Similar is the case with the PET also, which declined 16%. The outlook is more of a neutral for the company. Action Construction Equipment result was okay. Revenue grew by 12% year on year, and EBITDA margin came stable at around 9.4%. And PET shown decline of around 5% year on year. This is all year on year decline is mainly impacted because of the high material cost, that is specifically steel and all. Then HG Infra also came up with the result, and the result is marginally below estimates. Revenue was flat year on year at around 1025 crore. Margin declined by 1% year on year and came in at 15.3%, and PAT declined by around 7%. And the outlook is neutral in near term. HLE Glasscoat also came up with the numbers, and the result was okay. Revenue up around 24%, but margin decline leading to flattish profit year on year. Outlook is neutral for the company. Then Repco Home Finance came up with the numbers, and the numbers were below expectations. Loan book and disbursement both declined by 3% year on year. Credit cost also increased to 2.1% against 1%. The key thing to watch here is that the past MD has resigned and came from PSU Bank. Now a new MD has to be appointed, and that is pending. And key thing to watch is that if the MD comes from say some exciting outsider from PSU or maybe from private side, then the stock can see attractions in near futures. Stock is trading at around 0.4 time price to book value. The key thing is that earlier before this MD, which recently got leave, was doing very well before that, but during the tenure of the recent MD was not doing well. But if suppose the new MD comes, then with the uh, growth perspective, then it can have some driver for the this particular company. So this stock can be watched, kept on a watch, but near-term outlook is neutral. Then result for 26th. So the Berger Paint is likely to announce results, and the result is likely to be okay. EBITDA margin are expected to decline year on year from 16.6% to 15.3%, but likely to remain stable quarter on quarter. Revenue growth will be around 16% year on year, so more of a result is okay. Then Colgate Palmolive is likely to announce result, and here again the result is likely to be declining, wherein revenue is likely to grow by around 3%, but EBITDA is likely to decline by around 5.5% year on year. Cummins India is likely to report result, and results are likely to show improving trend, wherein both revenue is likely to grow by around 18% and EBITDA is likely to grow by around 22% year on year. And EBITDA margin is likely to show some margin expansion of around 50 bips also. Then Hindalco is likely to report result. We had already seen that their Novelis has declared a result which was lower than expected. And now Hindalco also is expected to show declining result, wherein margins are likely to come off quarter on quarter from 14.5% to 11%. As such, quarter on quarter revenue is likely to increase by 4%, but EBITDA is likely to decline by around 19%. Then JB Chemical is likely to report numbers, and their numbers are likely to be okay. Margins are Revenue is likely to grow by around 11%, but margins are likely to remain stable quarter on quarter at around 11.1%, though year on year the margins will indicate some decline. Motherson Sumi is likely to report numbers, and numbers are likely to show flattish number or okay set of number, wherein revenue will decline by around 7%, but EBITDA is likely to increase by 8% quarter on quarter. NMDC is likely to report numbers, and numbers are likely to show declining trend, wherein margins are likely to decline from 44% to 42%, and though the revenue is likely to increase by around 20% quarter on quarter. Page Industry is likely to show improving trend, wherein revenue is likely to grow by around 21% and EBITDA is likely to grow by around 28%. G Entertainment is likely to report numbers. The numbers are expected to show declining trend, mainly on account of margins. The margins in the last year was quite handsome at around 28%, which is likely to come down to around 22% in this quarter. So that's all from us. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.